Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We're jumping right into the action here. We're going to start with painting the greebles that I made for the pod to add a little extra detail to it, as I thought it was a little too empty in there. And we're going to start that by painting all the greebles with an undercoat of Mission Models Black. I love those Mission Models paints. They spray really nicely once they're thinned about 50-50 with their thinner. And they're fantastic little paints. They spray really nice. So let's add this undercoat here and get this painting done with. Okay, now we're going to start adding some color over the black undercoat. What I'm going to start painting first are the crates that I'm going to be putting in the floor of the pod. I'll go into the video a little bit later in the video as to how I made these. And it's a pretty cool little greeble that I just came up with, and it's going to look pretty cool in there. I'm going to be painting that with Mission Models U.S. Army Sand, which is number 30277 or MMP086. I'll put it up on the screen here so you guys can get a look at the bottle. I love the Mission Models paints. They're all acrylic, water-based, and they work really, really well. They spray nice. Got to be thinned out a little bit, but they spray really nice. Then after that, I'm going to be moving on to the second color, which is using some of the dark sea gray from Tamiya, like I did the rest of the inside of the pod, for some of the photo etch parts that we're going to be putting in there. And that's going to give us, just allow them to blend into the background a little bit more. So that's going to look pretty cool that way. And then after that, I'm going to be using a little bit of the Mission Models Yellow, MMP007, and Mission Models Red, MMP003, to add a little color to some of the things that I'm going to be placing inside of the pod, which will just give a little bit of splash of color within all of that gray and metallic tones, which is kind of like what you'd expect from something from the 60s. So we're going to get busy with some painting. So let's cue that music and speed this along. Alright guys, we're coming right back into the pod, and I'm going to show you some of the detail work that I've gotten done here. Now, here you can see the first real mock-up of the steel girder ribs and backbone inside the pod. But what you're seeing for the first time is all of the panel work that I've done inside of it, the painted panels. We have some greebles attached to the rear wall of the pod. Some greebles, let's see if we can give you a little light, attached to the front wall of the pod. And now we also have a bunch of decals, which I'm putting randomly throughout the thing, such as warning stickers and labels that you would see inside of a giant machine like this. And that's going to give us a whole lot of visual interest inside the pod when we look through the transparent portion of it. At least I hope it will. I'm hoping I'm going to be able to make out some of this, or else I'm doing it for nothing, for no other reason other than that it's fun.
I keep building model cars because they're fun.
Now, if you look really carefully, those sharp-eyed among you will notice that all of these decals, other than the warning triangle there, which is the only one I had left that would fit here, are from car models and anime models. So I'll let you guys take a quick look in there, and you guys decide, see if you can tell me where they came from. We also have a little bit of photo etched detail added to the front there. So that's going to complete the look of our interior wall of the pod. Now, let's take a look at what I've done on the pod floor itself. I've created a few greebles here that we're going to be scattering around the pod as if it's on a mission. They're loading and unloading and moving things around. I created some crates here that would be filled with rescue equipment. I created 3 long yellow, I don't even know what I would call that, some sort of rescue equipment there. Also painted it yellow, put some red markings on the sides, and then a couple of little dots there to make it look like they had some sort of a writing on it. Something they'll need for the mission. You guys can decide what it is. Then I created this sealed container. I mean, maybe it holds nuclear material. I don't know. I'm just kind of making it up as I go along. And trying to decide where the last piece should go, as this side is going to hold the mobile lab. Once I've done a little bit of detail painting to that. And that's going to complete the interior of the pod once we install the mold there, which I've already started a little bit of detail paint on the mold. And that's going to look very cool inside the pod once we have our outer shell attached. So I'm going to add a couple more decals to this just to liven it up a little bit more. And then we'll be back with a little more painting, because we're going to have to flat coat this whole thing to seal all those decals in, and then we're going to start assembly. So this pod is actually ending up with quite a few more parts than it started with. Okay guys, we're back at the booth again. Now the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put a little bit of color on the tip of the mold, the drill bit that they use to cut through the earth with. Now for this I'm going to be using the Vallejo acrylic metal colors, which is a great set of airbrush colors they have. That's all metallic tones, and this is going to be dark aluminum number 77.703. Alright, now it comes time to lay a little bit of a flat coat on here to kill the gloss coat that we used for applying our decals. And for that, we're going to be using Vallejo matte varnish number 70.520. Again, these Vallejo paints are fantastic. I'm very, very happy that I discovered them recently, and I'm using them all the time now. And there we go, guys. She's all done and ready for assembly with all the other parts. Now, let me show you something. I decided, just for giggles, I've collected all the parts I could find of my original, and I glued it back together the best that I could. And here is a comparison of the original one and the new one, which I think the new one looks much, much better than the original. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Okay, guys. Now I'm going to give you one last look to end out this video at what the pod is looking like as it comes together. Here you can see some of the greebles that I put in there with our fully painted and detailed. Might do a little more weathering on it, but for the all intents and purposes, the mole is painted up, detailed, and ready to go. This project is coming together really nicely. Very happy with the way everything's going, apart from my little mishap. Let's drop the... And the weird thing is that this outer shell fits better than the original outer shell. As you can see in there, look, let's see if we can focus in on that. You can see the interior, even without all of the extra detailing that I plan on adding. It's looking really good in there. So now we just have to work out where we're going to put our lights, mount the ribs, and we'll be done. So we're going to leave it right here for now, as I've got some more planning to do, and I'm going to add a little more paint work to the interior here, maybe a little more, just to dirty it up a little bit. So tell me what you think so far of the project. I'm really enjoying this build. I recommend this kit to anybody who, if you're a Thunderbirds fan, or if you're just a sci-fi fan, or you want to build something just really cool. I recommend this kit a lot. I'm really enjoying it. Goes together great, and there's just so much potential for detail work. You can just have a lot of fun with it. So I'm gonna go now. I'm gonna leave you with a couple of beauty shots of the mole as we've got it all painted up, and I'll see you guys on the next one.